An old day passes, a new day arrives. What's important is to make each day count.
That's the right action to take, especially if you're moving towards achieving goals this Wednesday. Even if it means taking tiny steps, take that step first. You're almost there.
Yeah, we appreciate the fact that you've taken the step to join us this morning. This is the midweek edition of the show. We're all here. Oh, three of us.
Yeah.
So,
What?
yeah.
What three?
I said we're all here, so it felt a bit.
Don't worry, we're expecting. People have been asking for Mike, though. People have been asking for Mike. Mike will be back soon. Don't worry, guys. And we have an amazing show, especially prepared for you. My name is Titi Lyle Winsong.
And I'm Yomi Ope. Now, there's somebody in the kitchen who's smiling all morning. Trying to get your attention. There she is.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
How y'all doing this morning?
Good. Loving the earrings. They're really
Oh,
blinging.
thank you. I borrowed them.
Wow. Really? I thought you had your own like jewelry line.
Yeah, I borrowed it from my jewelry.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we borrow a lot of stuff sometimes, you know, ladies.
Yeah.
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
But it always works.
Now, if you have to go out, I know what they're talking about.
What?
If you have to go out this morning, we're online. Check us out at tvcentertainment.tv and Facebook at TVC Connect. You can watch us live.
You can also send us comments on the things you've borrowed from your friends once in a while. You can send that to Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. All our social media handles are standing by for your messages.
Yeah, you can also watch us on our mobile app. That's at TVC Connect on any app store. And you can watch us live anywhere in the world.
So let's tell them what the show's going to be about today. We're starting the show with something special.
For our very first act this morning, we have Afro-pop artist Seabreeze.
On Home Makeover today, Faith Olajumoke of 10 Applause Interiors is going to be here to talk about decorating on a budget.
Also coming up is the second musical performance this morning, and it's from singer and songwriter Black Rider.
On nutrition this morning, Omolola Ajilola is going to join us. But this time, we're discussing nutrition beyond food. Yes, it's not just about the food. There's a lot more involved. You need to stick around for that one.
On relationship, certified family life coach Oluwatobi will be here to discuss something on young people's lips, deciding if he or she is the one. Well, beggars can't be choosers, though.
Yeah,
Just
and then
saying.
finally we have a talented actor who's famous for his role in the new Living in Bondage movie. Jide Kene, aka Swanky, is going to be here very, very soon. Yeah?
Good morning, my neighbors.
How are you doing? Are you doing okay?
In Betty's voice.
Yeah, so there's this energy that comes about every morning, especially here on the show, especially when we know it's like we're halfway through the week.
I know.
We're halfway there. And we feel your pain, people. We know you're going to get out onto the roads, go into traffic. But I saw this message alert yesterday.
Oh, okay.
That gave me some concern. It says there's going to be over 200 days of rainy season this year.
200.
Yeah, in Lagos. And I'm thinking 200 days of rain.
Can we start now?
Goodness
Yeah.
me.
So
That's a lot of days, though.
It's a lot of days, and some alerts have been given by NIMET and the Meteorological Agency and all of that. And they're saying people need to be careful, people need to prepare for the floods.
Yeah.
There's going to be flooding in different areas. So areas that are prone to flooding, Benue, some states in the south.
Yeah. And of
Lagos,
course,
obviously.
Lagos, yeah.
So they're saying there are concerns in those areas because there's going to be more rain than there was last year.
Yeah.
So I've been seeing a lot of construction work happening on the roads, a lot of gutters being expanded, a lot of clearing happening in some key areas. But, you know, this is for you in your community. You're hearing it here that there's going to be a lot of rain, meaning your drainages need to be clear.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time we used to have the environmental sanitation and people used to do it. But now people have just sort of left it. Take time out.
You probably will need to insist in your own area.
In your own community.
You guys come together and do it.
Have meetings on it and plan it now that it's still dry enough to do so. Because once the rains come, no going back.
And then another thing would be trashing it, because I was driving past an estate and then I saw them clearing the drainage and I was like, oh, cool stuff. But the thing is, they just left it on the road.
Yeah, so that's another
Yeah, so I actually asked someone why they leave it on the road. So they said they leave it on the road so it can drain out water. And then when it's dry enough, then they pack it up. It's lighter for them to carry.
Yeah, some people don't do
that.
Some people don't do that. They just leave it.
They just leave it.
Just leave it there.
So, for instance, in my estate, what is done is once you clear whatever it is that you're clearing, there's bin bags. So it's easier for the dump truck when it's driving by to see things in bin bags, and it's easier for them to just carry and throw in the dump.
Pack it. Yeah.
But if it's just sand
on the road,
and you know, I mean, nobody's going to help you pack that.
No.
You know, so you probably have to do it yourself.
All right. So hopefully someone's heard that message. Very important message there. And well, it's about time for us to take the news update. Ibrahim, it's all yours.
Right, welcome to the news. But Titi and Yomi, what would you prefer, 200 days of heat or 200 days of raining season?
It depends on where you live. Do you live on the ground floor or do you live upstairs?
I'm so indifferent right now. We're beginning our way in Nasarawa State, where the deposed Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, is starting a new life in exile after his relocation from local amidst tight security. His journey to exile started on Monday when the state government announced his dethronement over what it described as disregard for traditional norms. Meanwhile, the deposed Emir says it will challenge the legality of his banishment and detention by the Kano state government. His lawyer, Abubakar Mahmood, says the move is unconstitutional, threatening to take legal action if the state authorities fail to release him within 24 hours.
According to instructions we received from the Emir through his chief of staff, we are directed to take legal action to challenge the legality of the Emir's detention and banishment. We have the firm view that this action is illegal and unconstitutional. Section 35 of the Constitution of our country guarantees every citizen the right to personal liberty. We call on the authorities, in particular the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of Department of State Services, and the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, to ensure the immediate release of His Highness Mohammed Sanusi II so that he can be reunited with his family. We are concerned about the personal safety and security of His Highness at the remote location where he is being held, and wish to call on all well-meaning Nigerians and the international community to bring their influence to bear to ensure that His Highness Mohammed Sanusi II regains his liberty immediately and to guarantee his safety and security.
Well, in a swift reaction to that move, the Kano state government says it's not the decision of the government to relocate the deposed Emir of Kano to Nasarawa State. Attorney General Ibrahim Makhtar claims that it's the security operatives that determine the location where Mohammed Sanusi II will reside.
In law, when it comes to judicial pronouncements, it depends on the facts and circumstances of each case. So it depends on the facts in the case of Jakolo and the facts in the case of Emir of Kano, Sanusi, the comparison between these two cases and the report from the security report by the security people, the police and the DSS. It is that comparison that will solve the problem, and until we get the report why he's been taken, then we rely on that particular authority. But I cannot distinguish the two cases now. It is not the directive of Kano state government. It is not a decision of Kano state government. The decision by Kano state government is just to remove the emir. But all these actions are purely based on security reasons. So the justification of such a decision will better be given by the security personnel.
Well, away from the Emirates brouhaha, the Lagos State House of Assembly has replaced the two officers impeached by the lawmakers on Monday. In this report, our correspondent Abimbola Baby says that the offices of affected lawmakers have also been sealed by the House.
in respect of gross misconduct, insubordination, and actions that can destabilize this House, I hereby put and move that the Honorable Moshood Oshun and Honorable Rahim Adewale are hereby on suspension indefinitely. All in favor say ayes. Those against nay, the ayes have it.
That was the motion that placed 2 members of the Lagos House on suspension, and another motion moved to remove 2 other lawmakers as principal officers. The 2 decisions were taken by the House following a voice vote by 26 lawmakers that were at the plenary. Less than 24 hours after the suspension and removal of the lawmakers, their offices had remained under lock and key, with a seal order pasted on their doors. Many had wondered why the 4 offices would be locked and sealed. Now, shortly after the removal of the 2 members of the House named 2 lawmakers as replacement for the principal officers that were impeached on Monday.
The Lagos State government should delist Deals Project Limited.
The 2 lawmakers appointed by the House had on Tuesday taken on their new roles as principal officers of the House. The names of the suspended lawmakers are Moshood Oshun and Adewale Rahim. The 2 other members impeached are Rotimi Abiru and Olumuyiwa Jimoh, to be replaced by Mojisola Miranda and Nohim Adams. Abimbola Agbibi, TVC News, Lagos.
And to our coverage of the coronavirus outbreak, the global death toll is now at 4,000, while 113,000 persons have been infected. This comes as the World Health Organization reviews that the disease would be the first pandemic in history that could be controlled. Director General of the agency, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, disclosed this at the briefing in Geneva, Switzerland.
So many people and countries have been affected so quickly. Now that the virus has a foothold in so many countries, the threat of a pandemic has become very real. But it would be the first pandemic in history that could be controlled. The bottom line is we're not at the mercy of the virus.
Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. Let's have a look at what the weather will look like today.
Today is Wednesday, March 11, and we'll start it with the Daily Trust, it looks like.
The Daily Trust has this headline, and it says here, deposed Emir Sanusi heads to court to challenge banishment. Sanusi wants Lagos, but moved to local, then Awe. Dethroned Sanusi makes case for Emir Bayero, new Kano Emir, to receive staff of office today. El Rufai appoints Sanusi vice chair of Kaduna board. Interesting things happening all in 24 hours.
All in 24 hours.
Despite crack, anti-Oshomole NWC members set for NEC. On coronavirus, it's affecting our revenue, says Buhari. Peterside shunned CBN roundtable over Emir Sanusi's banishment. And moving to the bottom of the page here, it says on convocation, Unilag VC accused of abusing procedures, disregard to council. Zamfara Assembly relocates to primary school, and no special treatment for Kalu Dariye Nyame Metu in Kuje. That's what we have on the Daily Trust.
Yeah, I can see on the cover of the Daily Trust there, it says the first outing of the new Emir of Kano.
First outing.
Well,
All right.
Okay, so let's look at this day. Sanusi challenges legality of banishment, heads to court. Legal team gives IG, DSS 24 hours to release him. Deposed Emir sues for peace, gets appointment from El Rufai, and dethronement can't stand in court, says Falana. We are battling coronavirus, Buhari assures health workers. And down here, Unilag Council faults VC, backs NUC over suspension of convocation. And up here, oil price moves to $37 after Russia's signal on OPEC talks. House checks impact on the economy. We have no solution to crude oil theft, says NNPC. Federal government, ASU meet over warning strike tomorrow. That's it on this day.
Okay. It says on the cover of the Nation newspaper, outrage over banishment of deposed Emir Sanusi. In part of the quote here, it says, power is transient. Before my ascension to the throne, someone was Emir. Interesting. The quote continues there on the cover of the Nation. It says, lawyers at Edo, others say confinement illegal. Ex-Emir relocated to Awe. Rulers seek comfort for former monarch. Moving on now, stocks lose 985 billion naira in 2 days. On the APC crisis, party chiefs at Secretariat say no NWC meeting. Moving to the top of the page there, Lagos threatens closure of Ladikwa Market. Others, 240 days of rain coming. Buhari says 3.7 billion naira cash stolen from NDDC recovered. That's and it also says here 6 billion naira assets frozen. And finally, why NUC stopped Unilag convocation? Varsity Council sidelined. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation.
Yeah, I always like taking the Daily Times for sentimental reasons. Concerns as federal government sets to take another $22.7 billion loan. Infrastructure power hires beneficiaries, and every kobo from loan will be accounted for, says minister. And up here, Sanusi's lawyers threaten legal action, demand his release. A few stories on the side. Looted funds. Don't confuse public with myopic views, Malami tells Falana. Out-of-school children, security threat to Nigeria, says Lawan. And finally, on the cover of the Daily Times, Bauchi to prosecute Yuguda Abubakar for alleged treasury looting.
All right, I'm not sure which of these you haven't taken yet. Which one?
Yeah, you can take the Daily Sun.
Okay, beautiful. Dethroned Emir Sanusi dares Ganduje from exile. Legal team to challenge removal. Moved to new location. Banishment, infringement on his rights. Those are the headlines there. It says, ASU strike paralyzes varsities. Reps summon labor, education ministers. WAEC gets new boss. So much happening in the education sector. Falling oil price. Senate prepares for downward review of budget as Buhari sends tax bill for further amendments. Oshomole loyalists absent at APC NWC meeting. And finally, Lagos Assembly seals offices of 4 suspended lawmakers. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
All right, let's look at the Vanguard. Will challenge Sanusi's detention, banishment. And dethroned Sanusi speaks, says his removal, will of God. And a few other writers there. Federal government summons ASU, other stakeholders to meeting tomorrow as reps intervene. Atedo Peterside condemns Sanusi's removal. And at the bottom here, APC crisis, state chairman divided over Oshomole. And 2 other stories to round off. A coronavirus, Senate sets up committee to revisit $57 oil benchmark. And finally, Dakuku hands over to Jamo at Nimasa. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
And that's all we can take when it comes to the headlines and dailies for now. We have to take a quick break, and we'll have the traffic updates for you after this.
Now, with the unpredictable drive time in Lagos, we are here to help make your journeys as smooth and seamless as possible. We always encourage that you help other road users by dropping relevant traffic situation reports on all our social media pages using the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. This morning, we're starting our journey from Festac Town all the way to CMS Central Park. Now, if you're going to be traveling this journey, this route, it's going to take you 50 minutes. So I'm thinking that's not so bad for 6:32 a.m. Okay, so we're starting our journey from Road 22 bus stop. Now, from Road 22 bus stop, what I see here is free-flowing traffic, thankfully, all the way connecting through the second Agboju Market, connecting to Lagos Badagry Expressway. Is free-flowing at this point. There's slight traffic just connecting to the Lagos Badagry Expressway, but once you're on the expressway, it's free-flowing. Now, once you're reconnecting through the African Tere Village axis through Satellite Town, where they have the shopping plazas, now all through, from what I see, the roundabouts around this axis have thick traffic. But thankfully, just shortly after the roundabout, back on the Lagos Badagry Expressway is free-flowing all the way till you get to where we have the old Ojo Road axis. Now, there is traffic at that point that is building up, but it gets better just after you pass the Maza Plank Market axis. It gets better and it's smooth sailing, thankfully, all the way till you get to Ijora. Now, from Orile Police Station, we have the traffic picking up, but as I see here, it gets better, picks up again at Abunela, goes down again, picks up again at Apapa Road. Now, from Apapa Road to Igomu, to Eco Bridge, Akpogbon, all the way down to UBA Garden. There is thick traffic, but I don't know if saying at Marina the traffic gets better. That should ease your pain. But I'm going to check for other routes. But I hope Titi and Yomi have some updates for me.
Yeah, we're just having a look at a few locations right now around the city of Lagos. Slight traffic approaching Abule Ado inward Alakija along Badagry Expressway. This one is from at NG Car Parts, tweeting at Traffic Chief NG. And also, just about past 6, Cathedral en route Falomo, currently good to go, but slight traffic at major alternation. So that's also one thing to look out for. And you can take a few
so
more.
I have this is a tweet here, and it says at PM News Nigeria, it says that Alaka Bridge is shut down. So I'm not sure because of repairs at Alaka. You know, a lot of people have been complaining about Alaka Bridge causing a lot of traffic. And, you know, it's a major artery. I'm going to use that word because, you know, that it goes all the way to goes through Western Avenue, all the way all the way over the market.
Speaking of that, so someone is responding to the fact that this bridge is shut, and he's saying that already at Eco Bridge, and it's very free, but no vehicles coming from Ikwari to Eco. So obviously, I mean, he must have come through another route, wondering why the road is free, and then he's not seeing any vehicles coming from the other side. So that bridge is blocked off.
Ikwari Market Bridge, you know, it's a very complicated junction, and you know, it goes all the way to where Nigerian Breweries is. It also goes all the way to where Orile is. It's such a complicated junction. Hopefully, they'll sort it out soon enough, and it'll be open soon.
Probably some construction going on in that area, but. Try and avoid those areas if you can. And one final tweet here: container don't fall for Chevron, blocking a large chunk of the road. Now this was 19 minutes ago, so you can just imagine it's already a busy road, and then a whole container falls, blocking a large chunk of the road. So that's causing a lot of traffic right now.
So we can't confirm which side. We don't know which side of the road it is right now.
He just said at Chevron, near the traffic stop at Chevron.
Goodness me.
So that's I mean, no matter what side of the road is, even doing that navigation round is going to cause some traffic this morning. So just drive carefully.
Godspeed, people. Godspeed.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We all deserve medals and hats and, looking like real asthma officials because we're doing this. Okay, I'm quickly going to take you through Aja to Bonny Cantonment. It's going to take you 1 hour, 29 minutes. This is kind of like a lot of traffic this morning. But from Abraham Adesoya, just at the roundabout where we have that popular fish roundabout, connecting to the express, there's slight traffic there. But once you come out of that, you have free flowing all the way through till you get to Aja Market. Now at Aja Market, there's slight traffic, but thankfully it eases up. And then you have free flowing through VGC, free flowing through Mega Chicken, free flowing all the way through Lagoon View Estate. Now from this point, the traffic picks up. Not sure what's causing it, but I'm sure you will get to your destination at some point, hopefully with no stress and no problems on the road. I'll be joining Titi and Yomi because there's something I cannot wait to share with you all. It's all about me today.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a very talented co-host, don't we?
Yes,
very
we do.
talented,
And,
extremely.
She's going to be making her entrance in a few minutes, and it's not her birthday or anything.
No, it's not.
We just thought...
the excitement she's going to use to join us now, you think it is her birthday, though. Talk by a low name.
Hey.
It's been only about less than 12 weeks in this year, and you've done so much.
Mm-hmm. Y'all put me under pressure.
How do we put you under pressure now?
Remember all your motivating quotes in January.
We sent you to church on December 31st, and you just...
And the Holy Spirit, let me talk like Yomi. So the Bible said, the way you have a dream, you take it and you run with it.
Yeah.
I don't.
But it's impressive, and your spirit, your passion about what you're doing, it shines through you, and everybody can feel it.
Yeah.
Speaking of feeling,
so there's something called Titi will pronounce it la lace.
Really?
Sorry.
But
I'm confused.
Is that really how you pronounce it?
I've never pronounced the word before.
I said you will. Okay, so
I
pronounce
will.
it.
Surprise him.
You know what?
Look at me first.
Just for now, I'm not going to even read it. You guys have just called me out. But
so, la lace.
So what is it? What is it? What's
okay, so it's a Hausa word. It's called lalache.
Lalache.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, you should have just said it was Hausa now. I would have got it right. I would have got it right.
He wanted his moment.
Yeah, and he got it.
Yeah.
But it's a short film apparently. So you want to tell us a bit about this short film?
Yes. So I saw International Women's Day was coming up, and I made a commitment to myself this year to do films that I'm very passionate about, stories that I'm very passionate about. So I had my own production company, so I thought to do it afraid. And then I had a story on child education because I grew up in the North and I'd seen so much happen to girls. I had childhood friends that by SS1 they were already getting married, and I felt kind of off. Wow. So yes, I came up with this.
All right.
So let's have a look. Let's have a quick listen to this.
I am complete. I am whole. Ni Maimuna Yashimi Dalla. I am complete. Amma, for argument's sake, kaɗan gaya mun, wai zai ganni yanzu zai ce wai ni na lalace. Eh? Oh! Alhaji Yakini, Allah ya ji kanshi ya rahama. Baba, do you know that you wanted to marry me up to this man at the age of 15? Domin ya gaya maka wai zai baka kasa guda ɗaya? Do you know how many lands I have now that I do not even know what to do with them yet? Poor. Kuma, I have people who live in houses that I have built. They pay me yearly, quarterly, monthly. Look around you, Baba. What culture do you call this? Little kids calling little girls mama? Or is it the grandfathers that look at these girls so lustfully? Girls that are young enough to be their...
I don't know why I didn't feature in this movie. Like, I don't understand.
Really, Yomi?
Yomi.
We're actually,
like, you should have given me like a cameo.
Let the women's thing shine through
You should have given me like a cameo. Let me just pass.
A cameo.
Like
as one of the men that wants to marry a young girl. Is that what you want?
No.
Hey, cameo in doing what?
Doing what?
I would say something. You give me something to say now.
Like,
would you like a drink of water?
Wow.
Waka
pass ruler.
She look thirsty.
Okay, so but I appreciate the fact that you put up some statistics.
Yes, I
there
did.
about how many young girls are married off per day.
Per day.
And that is a scary, it's an alarming number.
Yeah.
And it is a message you're trying to pass.
Yes, it is a message.
It's really important. I remember I was in, when I was in the North, I grew up in the North as well. And in secondary school, it was a normal thing.
Yes,
I mean, that maybe you'd go home for the weekend.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get back on a Monday, and this is maybe GS3 or SS1, one of your classmates has done introduction.
Yeah.
Like, it was a normal thing. So it means that, so this 15, 16-year-old girl that you're in school with has already been betrothed to a man to be married, like, you know, within a matter of months. So it's a normal thing. So even if you were her seatmates, that's the end of your relationship, because they will now have to move her to somewhere else where maybe she's with other girls. So, yeah, I mean,
so
it's crazy.
It's almost unbelievable for me because I didn't grow up
in that area.
You know, I didn't know anyone who went through that.
Yeah.
But it did. So when I got into secondary school, I did, you know, once in a while see girls with henna on their hands in around SS3 saying, you know what, they've been betrothed.
They're getting ready.
These are beautiful, smart, intelligent girls. Like the ones you were always afraid that they would come first.
Yeah.
Like before you know, it's kind of.
Yeah.
So
it's a normal thing. It's look, it's what takes place in the North. Like it's normal. Like you just go to, like you have a friend and your friend's younger sister. You're all teenagers.
Yeah.
Your friend's younger sister is getting married.
Married, yeah.
That's the normal thing. You would even go there and eat. You know,
yeah,
that's
and the thing
standard.
is, so pretty much what I was trying to do was draw attention to, yes, we know we want to preserve our culture and all, but we need to check these cultures, because why are you marrying a girl off at the age of 9 to 15? It's not really with her consent. And then you see some giving their daughters out as gifts because someone came and did something great for you. You think the next day, take my daughter, marry her off, you know, like she doesn't have a right. So at some point I'm saying, do the females, don't they have a right to choose what they want from life as much as the males do? Don't they have the right to be seen as a person versus seen as an item of trade?
Yeah.
Because in the North, to be honest, not up until I came to Lagos, there were some mindsets that I had. I could be given off as a gift if my father saw me fit as a gift for his friend. But coming to this part of Nigeria and saying that I could be so much more made me realize that I wasn't born where I was born just because it happened, but just so I could tell stories that could change the narrative. So that's
it's crazy. I mean, by the time a lot of girls, I mean, and this is kudos also to parents, northern Muslim parents who insist that their kids go to school, because there are some who are very well exposed, very well educated. They don't have time for all this. So their plan is to make sure that their kids go all the way, you know, and do whatever it is that they want to do. So kudos to them as well.
And kudos to you, Tokwe.
Well done, well done.
Well produced.
I'm getting some reviews, accelerates, better Nigeria. Everybody's
Thank you so
talking
much,
about
people.
it.
All right, and many more to come.
Thank you. Yes, we do. Now, our very first music performance for this morning, we have Jilola Israel. Now, he's an Afro-pop act popular by the stage name Sea Breeze. His style of music is pretty unique. I know he can't wait to give us our very first music performance this morning. Now, he has a lovely piece titled My Baby. Now, you have to tell us, who is this baby?
Oh, actually, I don't really have a baby, but...
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Are you deceiving us?
The baby that I have, I think, is my MP3.
Hello, bro. Your MP3 is your baby.
Yeah, that's my baby.
So how are you going to love this song as there's no real baby?
You're going to love it because I'm giving you what you want and what you can relate with.
What we can relate with?
Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired this song?
This is a story of a particular, let me say, particular girl, a very big girl, you know. She's rich and that.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid to fall in love.
Oh.
And she's really ready to fall in love.
The rich girl?
Yeah.
With you?
Yeah, I was not like, I'm scared to fall in love with this one, last one. Me, I cannot die for you, but I will die for you.
Oh, shit. All right, then. You know what? I'm going to let you blow us away.
Okay.
All right, then.
Me no trouble. Oh, I'm afraid to be the one you swallow. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm available, girl. I'm available. Anything you want, yeah, girl, is available. I'm available, girl. I'm available, my baby. Oh. She more capable, girl, more capable. Anything you want, yeah, girl, is available. I'm available.
Making an impact, changing things, leaving them better than you found them. It's a great way. It's a great way to do your thing. It's a great attribute to have.
Well, that's why we make the show better and better at every top of the hour. We always bring you something very special. A little bit of energy. Even if we're tired ourselves, we just try to
we drink more coffee.
a little bit too much on the show, but yeah, we try. We're the best show on TV right now, you know that.
Yeah, you know, I was watching some other shows internationally, and I actually Googled some of the hosts, and apparently all of us are coffee addicts. All of us, like, almost every single one.
But they obviously earn more money since they earn money in dollars. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. My contract, we're gonna have to.
I'm not on that train though. I'm cool. I'm good.
You're good.
Boss,
wow.
I'm good. We'll talk.
Very nice.
But hey, we still have quite a lot coming up very shortly. Please make sure you stay with us till the end of the show if you can. My name is Titi Layo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Ope. Now, right now, if you need to go out, we understand. But you can check us out online, tvcentertainment.tv, and on Facebook at TVC Connect. We're live online right now.
Please send in those comments. Tell me how much you like my orange dress. I can't wait to see.
Or the Versace belt.
Yeah. You know, thank you.
Not too shabby.
Thank you very much. The hair was not easy either. But hey, you can talk to us with our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
We also have an app available for you for download. You can go to any app store and find it there. We're live also.
Yes, sir. So, what else do we have in store for you? Joining us this Wednesday edition, we have Chef Juliet. Chef.
Hey, people.
Yes, sir. She came prepared today.
She did too.
Tokpa is right there with her.
We have Chef Juliet in the building. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
What are those chicken wings?
Yes. And she's making chicken lollipops.
Ooh, chicken lollipops.
Yes.
Chicken lollipops.
Let's do this.
Am I in the kitchen today?
No, I am. I feel like doing that evil laugh.
Wow, Titi, on national TV.
Loads of things going to be happening.
You're going to find out the oven isn't working unless I work it.
Don't say that. Don't do things like that.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see.
Yes, we need faith. Faith. Olajumoke of 10 Applause Interiors will be here giving us some tips on how to make over our homes, decorating on a budget.
Also joining us shortly is for chat is singer-songwriter.
We have Omolola Ajilola. She'll be joining us again this time, talking about nutrition beyond food. Now, this is something you need to hear. You need to stick around for it.
And also certified family life coach Oluwatobi will be here discussing something interesting on relationships, which is deciding if he or she is the one.
It is a decision. Finally, we'll be joined by talented actor who's famous for his role in the new Living in Bondage movie, Jide Kene, aka Swanky JKA.
Well, we have not. It's just the other day that she came to the farm to tell me that she's pregnant.
I can't help
So
it.
it's like a cross between old Nollywood and new Nollywood.
Yeah.
Like where the bridge converges, you know.
It's there.
You
So
know,
the soundtrack.
The soundtrack.
I couldn't hold my laughter.
And then the girl's slow movement.
Yeah.
And then his outfit was the funniest.
The worst.
A pink trousers.
The kings of slow movement in their shows are the Indians.
Indians. Oh,
Yeah.
my days.
I don't know how they do it, and I don't know how they
maintain the expression.
So they were like, Sanjay, Sanjay.
And then the camera will go like this. Will go around you.
The camera will spin.
Yeah.
Like, goodness
Have you ever
me.
seen like in an Indian soap? Okay,
Yeah.
so there was one time I went to service my car. I think in either Hyundai or something like that. One of these Korean. So it was on Z World or one of these channels. So of course you're forced to watch it for hours on end.
Like hours.
A tear was coming out of a lady's eye,
Yeah.
right? And the tear came out for 3 minutes.
No, the tear was dropping.
Yeah, so the camera kept going
Yeah.
and going and
And
going.
going,
And then, then the eyes filled with tears, and then the tears started coming out
And then you're just
gradually because of what her husband did
had
to her.
said.
And
They
how-
didn't take you like on a 360
No, it
move.
wasn't 360, it was just slow movement.
And do you realize at that point you're just wondering, like, am I watching this? Am I really
Is she on
watching
And you're
pause?
still
Is it
there.
And you're
pause?
still watching it. Oh.
Because you want to know what happened.
Yeah.
You know, they have a way of sucking
And then
you in.
now you start realizing that no, people are not going to do this to me.
And
I won't be addicted.
And then it's also it's time for us to go to the news now, but I just wanted to say it's alarming how beautiful they all are in the shows.
Honestly.
They do a lot of great work.
Nigerian guys,
But
though.
we have to take the news update now, and Ibrahim is standing by.
The next thing I would like to see on that set you guys are at is to do the Indian dance, if you can, to show what you've learned so far. We're beginning our way in Nasarawa State, where the deposed Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, is starting a new life in exile after his relocation from Loco amid tight security. His journey to exile started on Monday when the state government announced its dethronement over what it described as disregard for traditional norms. Meanwhile, the deposed Emir says he will challenge the legality of his banishment and detention by the Kano state government. His lawyer, Abubakar Mahmoud, says the move is unconstitutional, threatening to take legal action if the state authorities fail to release him within 24 hours.
According to instructions we received from the Emir through his chief of staff, we are directed to take legal action to challenge the legality of the Emir's detention and banishment. We have the firm view that this action is illegal and unconstitutional. Section 35 of the Constitution of our country guarantees every citizen the right to personal liberty. We call on the authorities, in particular the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of Department of State Services, and the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, to ensure the immediate release of His Highness Mohammed Sanusi II so that he can be reunited with his family. We are concerned about the personal safety and security of His Highness at the remote location where he is being held, and wish to call on all well-meaning Nigerians and the international community to bring their influence to bear to ensure that His Highness Mohammed Sanusi II regains his liberty immediately and to guarantee his safety and security.
In a swift reaction to that move, the Kano state government says it's not the decision of the government to relocate the deposed Emir of Kano to Nasarawa State. Attorney General Ibrahim Mukhtar claims that it's the security operatives that determine the location where Mohammed Sanusi II will reside.
In law, when it comes to judicial pronouncements, it depends on the facts and circumstances of each case. So it depends on the facts in the case of Jokolo and the facts in the case of Emir of Kano, Sanusi, the comparison between these two cases and the report from the security report by the security people, the police and the DSS. It is that comparison that will solve the problem, and until we get the report why he's been taken, then we rely on that particular authority. But I cannot distinguish the two cases now. It is not the directive of Kano state government. It is not a decision of Kano state government. The decision by Kano state government is just to remove the emir. But all these actions are purely based on security reasons. So the justification of such a decision will better be given by the security personnel.
To our coverage of the coronavirus outbreak, the global death toll is now at 4,000, while 113,000 persons have been infected. This comes as the World Health Organization reviews that the disease would be the first pandemic in history that could be controlled. Director General of the agency, Tedros Adhanom, disclosed this at a briefing in Geneva, Switzerland.
So many people and countries have been affected so quickly. Now that the virus has a foothold in so many countries, the threat of a pandemic has become very real. But it would be the first pandemic in history that could be controlled. The bottom line is we're not at the mercy of the virus.
Joe Biden is on his way to becoming the Democratic Party's presidential candidate to take on the President Donald Trump in November's White House election. Victories in Michigan, Mississippi and Missouri add to Biden's lead over Bernie Sanders. The former vice president is projected to win Michigan, the biggest prize of primary voting on Tuesday. It's unclear if Mr. Sanders will fight on until the party convention in July. We'll see how that goes. That's the news update for this hour.
I'm actually going to be, finding out myself what exactly Chef Juliet is up to today. Hopefully, you're going to learn a thing or two with us. Good morning and welcome to the kitchen on Wake Up Nigeria. Welcome, Chef Juliet.
Good morning.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank
You've
you.
already set to work. I can see that you're already busy making things happen. But let's talk about the ingredients we need for these chicken lollipops, right?
Sure.
All right, so talk to us. What do we have here?
We have chicken, which is the chicken wings.
Okay.
This is flour, and this is breadcrumbs. We have eggs.
Okay. And then we have...
meat season.
Yeah.
Garlic and black pepper.
And black pepper. So very, very simple recipe here. I can see chicken wings, eggs, breadcrumbs, white flour, just plain white flour.
Sure.
And then spices. Simple enough, but you need to tell us what the first thing you need to do is.
Okay. This goes for my chicken wings.
Okay. This is room temperature chicken wings.
Yeah.
It's not frozen. Yeah.
I'm going to cut it into two.
Okay. It seems quite easy to cut. Nothing too difficult there.
It's not like easy as you think, because if you do not get to the joint, which you have to cut it very well, it will be difficult for you.
Okay, so what are you doing right now?
I'm going to put down the chicken down.
Okay, so is it the skin of the chicken you're pushing or the actual chicken itself? What aspect of it?
The
From that
chicken,
joint,
yeah.
You're pressing down the chicken skin or the flesh?
The flesh.
Okay, go ahead. Right. Okay. And she's just pushing it down. All right, that's interesting. So she scored the edge of the bone there, the joint, and just started pushing the chicken down. That's interesting. I would have thought the chicken would have fallen off. All right. And then that's what you have. Can you hold it up so that people can see what you've come up with?
I'm coming. I'm coming.
It's not complete yet.
Yeah.
All right. She's literally lollipopping it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, can you hold it up? Just hold it up just a little. Hold it still so that everybody can see. All right, so you just pulled the flesh down and it, okay, let's see. All right, no problem. I can see it now. So just maybe turn it upside, the other side so that people can see how, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So now it is actually a lollipop. So what's the next thing I need to do with this?
After that,
Yeah.
I'm going to mix it with my flour. So.
Okay. All right. Do we need a bowl for this?
No, it's fine here.
Okay. Go ahead. So that's the mixed spice now?
Yeah.
Mixed spice.
A little bit.
Black pepper and garlic powder. And then the next thing we do, I guess, is get a bowl out. And once we've done that,
I'm gonna put my kid chicken
in there.
Sorry.
All right. All right. So as you can see, she's all well on the way to creating these chicken lollipops. The most complicated part of it we just showed you now, but we have to take a quick break. And by the time you get back, we'll have loads more. Stay with us.
And welcome back. Now on Nutrition Today, we have certified nutrition health coach, Omolola Ajilola, whose focus is on disease prevention and healing of the body through nutrition. Now, she's here today to discuss, well, last week we started a talk on gut health, and hopefully we can round that off today, and also maybe still have a look at nutrition beyond food. How you doing, Omolola?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So let's just go over what we talked about last week regarding gut health, so just to bring everybody up to speed on it.
So we just basically talked about the good bacteria in our digestive system and the bad bacteria and what they do. So today I want us to really look at how the gut health, the microbiome, those are the bacteria in our gut, really affects our immune system. Because a lot of times people talk about eating vitamin C rich food to boost your immune system, but the truth is that about 70 to 80% of our immune system is in our digestive tract. And so there is a mutually beneficial relationship between the immune system and the microbiome. The microbiome has the ability to talk to the immune system, help regulate it, help to make new immune cells. They create molecular signals that is sent to the immune system. And in turn, the immune system is aware that there are certain pathogens that they can't, that they can attack bad bacteria, which the good bacteria talks to them about. And also, it tells them, okay, so these are the good guys, this is what you should look out for, don't attack them, so that we can have different strains of bacteria. There are over 1,000 different strains of good bacteria, and there's so many bad bacteria as well. Now, the balance has to be tipped in favor of the good bacteria, so that we can have, good health. Because
so how does this work, though? Because sometimes it seems like when you look at all the things that you need to do to ensure that you have good gut health, it just feels like a lot of work. You have to be making choices here, buying this, and some people have complained that it's also pretty expensive to do. So if you're looking at grains and vegetables and a good balance across all your meals, it just feels like a lot of people can't afford to consistently eat a balanced diet. What would you advise in that kind of instance?
I mean, what exactly is balanced diet? I mean, really, it's about eating healthy food that is unprocessed. Things like unripe plantain, they contain resistant starch that feed the gut bacteria, because you need to feed them to be healthy. It's an ecosystem. They have a life. They do things, so they need to be fed so that they can feed us. They create numerous minerals and vitamins for us and all of that. So what happens is that for us to have good gut health, we have to remember 4 things. We have to repair, we have to remove the offending foods, foods that are inflammatory in nature.
Can you just mention one or two?
Gluten, wheat, gluten, soy, dairy, things like that. And they're also
inflammatory in nature.
They're inflammatory in nature. They're also foods that are inflammatory to individuals that are not generally considered inflammatory. So you need to find those foods that upset your body and cause inflammation in there. And then you need to now replace those foods with healthy options. And people talk about expensive. You can buy in bulk, like going buy in bulk and storing it. Just stick to things that are natural, homemade You can control the things that you're putting in there, eat a lot of grains, and then you need to now re-inoculate your body with good bacteria, because it's difficult to get good bacteria from just doing stuff. But bad bacteria you can introduce to your body by just touching your mouth. Yeah. But the good bacteria you need to get into your body by eating fermented foods. So that's how you would re-inoculate your digestive system.
Things like yogurt.
Yes, things like yogurt, things like sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is fermented cabbage. Things like kimchi. Those are the kind of things that will re-inoculate the body with good bacteria.
With good bacteria.
Yes, and the last thing you need to do is to repair. How do you repair the digestive system? What happens is that when we assault our digestive system over time, it begins to have something called leaky guts. It means there are holes in the digestive system, and that allows food particles that haven't been properly broken down to enter into the bloodstream, pathogens, toxins to get into the bloodstream, and the immune system is constantly aroused to attack it. And that's why we're having a lot of cases of autoimmune conditions where the immune system is attacking itself.
Is that the result of loading up the system with too much bad foods, or what causes these leakages?
The leaky gut is as a result of having an imbalance in the microbiome. When the bad bacteria outweighs the good bacteria,
you then have a leaky gut.
You then have a leaky gut, because that assault and the kind of foods that we eat doesn't help the digestive system to repair, to recover. And so we keep assaulting it, and before you know it, there are holes in there. And that's when all the problems start to...
I want us to talk about something that is, because a lot of people, especially in Nigeria here, we jump on trends, you know, so people talk about intermittent fasting, people talk about keto diets and things like that. I like trends. They're nice to read on the internet, but when people then put their whole lives on it, does this affect the immune system, like you're saying? Like people just going days without eating, or eating just one particular thing?
Okay, so intermittent fasting has actually been proven by research to be very, very healthy for us. Because what happens is that your body gets into a stage called, and begins to do something called autophagy. That's when the cells, your body starts to, instead of creating more cells, it's like when you eat so much food, there's a lot of party going on. Your cells are like, oh, let's divide. There's plenty to go around. Let's just keep celebrating and getting bigger and getting more. And what happens is that in that process, we begin to create cancer cells. But what happens when you fast is that your body, your cells now say, we don't have a lot, so we need to try and repair the ones that we have here and try to make it work. And that's why fasting is good. And then, you know, there are tumors in our bodies that our immune system can't see. One of the things that fasting does is when you fast and you take like a digestive enzyme, it helps to really target those, because tumors, for instance, like fibroids, they grow a covering, a protein shield that makes it impossible for the immune system to see it. So the immune system is just passing by and not seeing it. So what happens is that during that fasting period,
it breaks it down.
Your body is able to eat up all of those because they are trying to conserve. So fasting shouldn't be a trend. It should be something that we do from time to time just to preserve our health. And when it comes to trends, generally, I always tell people, nutrition is very vast, and there are over 100 dietary theories out there. But you have to always understand the concept of bioindividuality. Nutrition has to be bioindividual. So if somebody works on, you hear people say, oh, I'm on keto diet and it's working for me. Somebody says, oh no, I'm not doing well on keto diet. Some people say, oh, the vegetarian diet is fantastic for me. For some people, it doesn't work. So you have to find what works for you. Because it's
work with a nutritionist
and probably work with a nutritionist as well, because there's just a lot of information on the internet, and people you're just doing so many different things and you're not doing it right. And so just understand that your body is different from somebody else's body, and that's why our makeup is different. Therefore, even if you put two people in the same situations, you feed them the same things, you expose them to the same toxins, even if they get sick, they most likely will have different conditions because we are different. Yes.
This is amazing, Omolola. I mean, you're talking to us about stuff that goes on in our bodies that we're not even aware of. And hopefully someone is listening and they're getting good information about what they can do to protect themselves. It's really their gut health. And grow good bacteria instead of the bad.
Can I say one more thing, please?
Yeah, just one more thing.
Before we go, the gut is the most important aspect of health. Every part of our body is connected to our brain. The gut is actually the second brain because we have nerves terminating coming from the brain to the gut that terminates there, and so there's a lot of back and forth between the gut and the brain.
We have to go. We have to go now. I know that there's a lot that
there's a lot to say.
Squeeze in there, but maybe next week we'll start rounding off.
Thank you for
what
having
we're talking
me.
about. Yeah, so good to have you on the show. Anyway, we have to head on to the space where we have another presentation for you this morning. It's okay.
Thank you so much, Yomi. Now, I have with me Toyin Adebola. He is a singer, songwriter, an avid motorcycle adventurer whose passion for music has birthed 6 solid studio albums. On his new project titled The Black Rider, he teamed up with veteran music producer Kobams Asukwo and award-winning singer Waje. As a passionate humanitarian who believes in making life better for all, Rider plans to take intentional steps to mitigate the growing social ills in Nigeria and Africa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You know, I feel like I was privileged to have some information that the public doesn't know yet. So, I mean, I would like to talk about your riding journey across the world. Now, what inspired you to take up that journey?
It's very simple. I was born in Kano. And if you're born in the north, you know that motorcycles are a culture in the north. You know, you see grandfathers riding with their sons. And so it's been my blood for a while. You know? So, but I just realized that we are not very adept at documenting stuff that we do, things that we do that are really unique. So on one of my trips to the UK, I came across a few DVDs that were shot by Europeans who had ridden around the world, and they called it The Long Way Round and The Long Way Down. I think it was Ewan McGregor and some other gentleman who's a very famous biker. And they documented these DVDs, and I watched them and I said, there's nothing like this in Africa. There's nothing like this from Africa. And that birthed a hunger in me to ride around the world and document it and show the world that Nigerians and Africans can do stuff like this. So in 2015, a friend of mine actually planned to ride around the world, but because of how difficult it is to get visas for us, I mean, as a Nigerian, you can only enter about 40 countries, 41 countries where you get visas on arrival. And these countries are not necessarily connected, but if you are maybe like American or European, you can do like 100 and something countries, you know. So we said, look, let's do what we can do. So we rode from Nigeria to Sweden, and we called it From Fire to Ice. So basically, we went to the ice hotel in Sweden. We rode, it took us about 50 days, but we did it. You know, we had all these visa restrictions and all these challenges and stuff, but we documented it. I hired a British filmmaker to film that, and that film won a few awards in Hollywood because when I submitted it. But that's what inspired me, just to see that, you know, we Nigerians can also do amazing stuff like this. Yeah, that's
so, I would like you to take us through your journey from Nigeria to Morocco to France to UK. You have to share that.
Yeah. I mean, the first time we did it, we went from Nigeria to Benin Republic. From Benin Republic to Togo, from Togo to Ghana, Ghana to Ivory Coast, Ivory Coast into Mali, Mali into Senegal. And then we got to the border of Mauritania, and they refused us entry because we were just coming out of the Ebola epidemic. So they refused us entry, and then we went back into Dakar. And we were there for 9 days trying to find a way to cross into Morocco because we had Morocco visas. Of course, we couldn't find any other way. So we had to fly with our bikes to France because we were running out of time on our visas. So we flew with the bikes to France, and then we continued the journey. It took us also 9 days to get our bikes because it was a vegetable company that flew the bikes. So but eventually, we got the bikes, and then we continued our journey from France into Germany, into Switzerland, and then we ended up in Italy. Then we came back all the way to Germany again, and then went into Denmark. We left our bikes in Copenhagen because everywhere was frozen. You know, we couldn't ride any further than that. So we took an overnight train to the ice hotel in Kiruna, where we slept in a hotel that was completely carved out from ice. So we did that and we called that adventure out of Nigeria because the whole essence for me was showing the world that Nigerians can do amazing stuff.
Okay, you know what? Let's hold that thought. There's so much more happening on Wake Up Nigeria. You do not want to go anywhere. Let's go on a break. When we come back, Wake Up Nigeria continues. Now, if you're like me, who loves adventure, you would definitely want to consider riding around the world. But you can just follow Black Rider NG on Instagram, and he will tell you how to go about the journey. But let's quickly talk about your musical career. So tell me, you released 6 studio albums.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, I do music as a passion. I do it not necessarily for commercial reasons. You know, I have full professionally made albums and a few singles between 2000 and now. But music is not something that I do because I have a day job. I work for a shipping company. But I love music. I've been a musician for a very long time. I play the drums and stuff like that. So that's it about music, really. But then it's something that is beyond just a hobby to me.
Yeah, okay.
Any music that I want to put out has to be professionally done, which is why the last one that I did, I contracted Cobams to do. Because, he's just one of the best producers that I know.
Yeah, so let's quickly see a quick video of that. This is what our Alaba brothers will say. Grab your coffee now. Oh, that was really amazing. I'm definitely going to check it on the social media so that I can get that song. Really nice, really good to have you here.
Thank you.
There's so many interesting things you're up to. But you know what, people, we have to let our guests go. But Titi has something interesting happening in the kitchen. Oh no, okay. So before we join Titi. So if people want to get your music, it's available on your social media
almost
channels,
all
right?
the blogs have them. You can be downloaded.
Oh, you see? You could download his music and then you could have riding experience. Guess what, guys? He has agreed to take me on a ride experience. Hey. Yo, you guys have to watch out. I'm going on my first bike ride experience with Black Rider. But before we take too much of your time, Titi, I want some lollipops, please.
Hey. Honestly, that music, there's just something about music produced by Cobams that just makes you want to dance. Amazing stuff, amazing stuff. Thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen once again. We have Chef Juliet doing her thing here. We're making chicken lollipop. She's lollipopped a lot of chicken wings here, and she was about to squeeze something on top of it. What was it you were squeezing there? Where is it? Where is it?
I'm just magneting the chicken.
Say it again?
I'm magneting the chicken.
You squeeze something. Where is that you squeeze? Where is it? Okay, here it is. Aha! Okay, so show us how you did that. Yeah, so that's, is that lemon or lime?
It's lime.
Lime? Just the local lime. And show us what you did. All right, so what does the lime do exactly to the chicken?
Just to
what?
To just give it a great taste, like fertilizing the chicken.
Okay, all right. As soon as she put the lemon, or is it lime juice on it, the chicken started to sort of change color, and I appreciated that, and I thought you should see it. So just make sure you add lime to your list of ingredients. It wasn't on the list before. Speaking of ingredients, we have here breadcrumbs, white flour, we have mixed spice, garlic powder, black pepper, and eggs. So this is the egg white.
Yeah.
You didn't use the whole egg.
No.
I'm wondering why. Yeah, I'm wondering why. That's it. Once again, salt, eggs, flour, cooking oil, breadcrumbs, chicken wings, ground pepper for chicken lollipops. I can also see potato here, peeled potato, which we're going to use to make French fries later on. So we're using egg whites. Why not use the whole egg?
No.
Okay.
This egg white is much preferable.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. So what's the next thing we do now? Show us.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to season my flour.
Okay. Okay, this is plain white flour with garlic powder, black pepper, and mixed seasoning. Pre-lollipopped chicken is what we're looking at. We're staring at this chicken and we're watching you. Aha, this is the part we wanted to see. So you're just coating it with flour.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the first coating.
Yes. So after the flour,
after the flour, straight into the egg whites. Okay. And then after that,
my breadcrumb.
straight into the breadcrumbs. These breadcrumbs, did you make the breadcrumbs yourself or did you buy it like that?
No, I make it.
You made it. Can you tell us a bit about your breadcrumbs? Was it just ordinary bread? Did you blend it? How did you make the breadcrumbs? Keep going, keep going.
Okay. This is a dry bread.
Okay.
I blend it.
Okay. Did you put it in the oven?
Yes, yes. I put it in the oven that make it to dry like this.
Okay.
So that it can able to.
So after we've done this, where do we put this lollipop?
To the fryer.
Straight into the fryer. All right, so show us. Let's see that sizzle in the pan. And as we're waiting for her to lollipop all these chicken wings here, we're gonna be standing by for this chicken. Don't worry, we're waiting, we're waiting. We have Yomi on standby with Faith.
Thanks so much. I'm liking the look of those things. I want to see what it's going to turn out to be at the end. But let's talk some home makeover, shall we? Now, Faith Olajumoke Megwara is a creative lead at 10 Applause Interiors. She is back to talk a little bit about a topic a lot of people would love, which is decorating, planning on a budget, essentially. Whether it's a small house or a big house, you know, sometimes it can basically run out of your hands when you don't properly plan. Thank you so much, Faith, for joining us today. All right, so on a budget, I've just moved to a new house. I'm a bachelor. It's a small 2-bedroom. Where do I start?
Okay. People actually think that decorating has to do with a wholesome amount of money, like you need big amount. Most times we need to understand that decorating is a process. You might probably not get there immediately. So you start first with how much you have, what you own. Okay, if you start off as a bachelor, like you say, you practically don't have anything. So you now consider how much do I have this moment. The essentials, you need furniture, you need, furniture for sitting, furniture for laying down. You start with that. Then it is important that when you want to start decorating, you start with the first piece. Consider the first piece. Most often, our draperies or the chairs, the furniture. You start with that. Okay, I have in mind to have a brown chair, a brown sofa. Then you start to walk around that. Walk around that with the budget you have in mind. And then you move step by step afterwards. Okay, you could consider also going through, instead of looking for where to buy furniture in a big scale, you could go through garage sales. You could go through, there's a page, I think overstock.com, where you see the assets.com section, where they sell practically new items, only that probably was opened wrongly or something. All of those bargain pages, you could go
bargain
there.
pages, go to bargain pages.
Yes.
Now, sometimes one thing I've heard people complain about consistently is, so I have a budget in mind for what I want to do. So maybe carpeting and then maybe a sofa in the living room and then something in the bedroom as well. Only for me to get there and discover that it's twice the price. Or just it's over my budget. What do I do in that kind of instance, especially if it's something that is essential, like something I need to sleep on? You get, so if it's a bed, you don't want to be buying secondhand. You want to buy something that is fresh and new. So how do you then develop your budget around that?
Okay, in instances like that, it's best to consider something that works for dual purposes. Okay, you could consider a bed that could also function as a sofa, as a sitting chair, as a sitting furniture. So that way you've saved up having to get a sofa and get a bed.
Right.
So you get one and it functions for the two. And there are times when you could still wait for sales. You can wait for sales.
Wait for sales. And so I like this direction that you're going, you're telling us what to do. But one of the things that you mentioned is the fact that you don't have to buy everything at once.
Yes.
Because sometimes you're under that kind of pressure. So you
yes.
just move to the house, it's empty, and you're thinking, okay, to fill up this whole house is going to cost me 1 million, and then you're looking for 1 million to do it. So you're saying one step at a time.
Yes.
And so is there a duration that you can wait for to ensure that everywhere is then filled?
Really, there's no duration, because duration is not going to pay the bills. There's no duration. You could take your time. You only, except that you know that you start with the essentials. There are some things that you will need immediately. Then for spicing up the place, decorating pieces here and there are also plenty do-it-yourselves that you could look into. You don't have to look at buying everything. You could get a wall frame to decorate your space. From having a picture enlarged and getting a frame off the market, an empty frame, and then you have it up there. Voila, you already have an artwork.
Yeah, so if again, if someone is doing it on a budget, should they hire a consultant like you and say, you know what, this is what I'm trying to do, could you help me out?
Okay, definitely. You should always consider hiring an interior designer.
Will that be more cost effective? Because that's the main thing. I still have to pay you your fees, right?
True. The truth is, if you don't try it, you won't know it. There are many interior designers that are ready to give you consultations for free. So at the time when you are now ready to settle down, you would consider them definitely. So you could always consider that option.
Wow.
Because they can be very time-saving.
Very true, very true. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about these little things that are important to our lives without us knowing it. So you can hire a consultant next time if you want to decorate. There's more. The third hour of Wake Up Nigeria continues after this.
Hello and welcome to the third hour of the show. Now, if you've been with us since 6 a.m., the next 45 minutes is going to be even more interesting.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're just tuning in, thank you so much for joining us. There's still much more to come over the next 45 minutes on your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
Make sure you stay right there. My name is Titilayo Onyison.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. Something special is happening in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And you guys...
Chef Juliet.
Eggs, chicken, breadcrumbs, flour.
Yes,
it's just
She lollipopping those chicken like
chicken lollipops. What are you guys doing with the
potatoes?
Potatoes, yeah.
French fries.
Oh, okay, just regular French fries.
Yeah, French fries. Well, the real original French fries, where you use potato, not the
chop it up.
The cut one in a packet. No,
Yeah.
the real French fries.
Yeah,
So
it's
we'll
been
see
a long
how
time
that
that I had something like that. Okay. Looking forward to it today.
Make sure you don't miss any part of it. Just stream online at tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook Live at TVC Connect.
Yeah, send in your comments. We'd like to hear from you. Kindly use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yes, sir. Now, if you haven't already, goodness me, what are you waiting for? Download our app. Android, iOS allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world. So have the app as soon as you can.
Yeah, now soon to come on relationships, certified family life coach Oluwatobi will be here to discuss something important, something to do with deciding whether this is the one for you.
Yes, sir. It's a decision. You need to either decide or not decide to stay with that person.
Yeah. You know, even if you're under pressure from family.
Yes, so
you
it's
know how it
your
can be.
decision.
Yeah.
And finally, we'll be joined by talented actor who's famous for his role in the new Living in Bondage movie. None other than Jide Kene, aka Swanky JKA.
We've not been seeing you around. The boys.
That soundtrack had to come in.
Yeah.
It was already beginning to look like...
Why is she giving him attitude now? What's wrong with her?
She was washing plates now. That was not attitude.
She's not follow mechanic. She should do better. Why is she washing plates in an uncompleted building?
Wow.
I'm just saying.
What are you?
No, but you know what?
It's a set now, not film.
What got my attention was the fact that now, if not for living in bondage, we wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Jide Kene.
Yeah, that is.
How you think that, where did this person come from?
Yeah.
And then you now see that they've
He's been working for a while.
He has evolved. Did you see the cheekbones on him? I'm going to say cheekbones. Yeah. Nice. There's quite a lot, about the evolution of a character, you know, of an actor, because you see how they started off and where they are today, and you never know what happened in between. Yeah. And hopefully, it comes out good, but sometimes it doesn't come out so good. It doesn't come
out too great.
No.
Very true. I mean, so at the early stages of an actor's life, you would notice that they are aware that there are cameras on them.
Okay.
But if you've seen any Denzel film in the last 10 years, he just breezes through. Yeah. He breezes through the character. No. I'm just saying, Denzel walks into the set with way too much confidence that, just way too much. So he's not aware. He's almost unaware of the cameras. Like he's just flowing.
Samuel L. Jackson does that as well. And then Mel Gibson. I had the opportunity to watch Lethal Weapon, the first Lethal Weapon again. Yeah. And I could just see him flowing in and out of each scene like as if there was no cameras, there was no crew around. Yeah. It was just so fluid. But even today, if you see some of the things he's done of recent, it's just like he's amazing. He just enters the role with every fiber of his being.
Just like Topper does.
Topper. Soon. It's not every fiber of your being yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
We have to go to the news that Ibrahim is on standby for us.
Welcome to the news again. We're beginning our in Nasarawa State, where the deposed Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, is starting a new life in exile after his relocation from local amidst tight security. His journey to exile started on Monday when the state government announced its dethronement over what they described as disregard for traditional norms. Meanwhile, the deposed Emir says it will challenge the legality of his banishment and detention by the Kano state government. His lawyer, Abubakar Mahmoud, says the move is unconstitutional, threatening to take legal action if the state authorities fail to release him within 24 hours.
According to instructions we received from the Emir through his chief of staff, we are directed to take legal action to challenge the legality of the Emir's detention and banishment. We have the firm view that this action is illegal and unconstitutional. Section 35 of the Constitution of our country guarantees every citizen the right to personal liberty. We call on the authorities, in particular the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of Department of State Services, and the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, to ensure the immediate release of His Highness Mohammed Sanusi II so that he can be reunited with his family. We are concerned about the personal safety and security of His Highness at the remote location where he is being held, and wish to call on all well-meaning Nigerians and the international community to bring their influence to bear to ensure that His Highness Mohammed Sanusi II regains his liberty immediately and to guarantee his safety and security.
And in a swift reaction to that move, the Kano state government says it's not the decision of the government to relocate the deposed Emir of Kano to Nasarawa State. Attorney General Ibrahim Mokhtar claims that it's the security operatives that determine the location where Mohammed Sanusi II will reside.
In law, when it comes to judicial pronouncements, it depends on the facts and circumstances of each case. So it depends on the facts in the case of Jokolo, and the facts in the case of Emir of Kano, Sanusi, the comparison between these two cases and the report from the security report by the security people, the police and the DSS. It is that comparison that will solve the problem, and until we get the report why he's been taken, then we rely on that particular authority. But I cannot distinguish the two cases now. it is not the directive of Kano State government. It is not a decision of Kano State government. The decision by Kano State government is just to remove the Emir. But all these actions are purely based on security reasons. So the justification of such a decision will better be given by the security personnel.
And to our coverage of the coronavirus outbreak, the global death toll is now at 4,000, while 113,000 persons have been infected. This comes as the World Health Organization reviews that the disease would be the first pandemic in history that could be controlled. Director General of the agency, Tedros Adhanom, disclosed this at a briefing in Geneva, Switzerland.
So many people and countries have been affected so quickly. Now that the virus has a foothold in so many countries, the threat of a pandemic has become very real. But it would be the first pandemic in history that could be controlled. The bottom line is we're not at the mercy of the virus.
And Joe Biden is on his way to becoming the Democratic Party's presidential candidate to take on President Donald Trump in November's White House election. Victories in Michigan, Mississippi, and Missouri add to Biden's lead over Bernie Sanders. The former vice president is projected to win Michigan, the biggest prize of primary voting, on Tuesday. It's unclear if Mr. Sanders will fight on until the party convention in July. And that does it on the news updates on Wake Up Nigeria today. Let's bring you...
Welcome back. It's time for our relationship segment right now. And with us, we have certified family life coach and seasoned entrepreneur. Now, she's passionate about marriages and family and well-being. And this passion led her to set up 3 Chord Couples, a premarital and postmarital counseling outfit where she mentors on marriage and family well-being. Now, she's joined us today to discuss something I find very, very interesting: deciding if he or she is the one. And of course, how family helps us or doesn't really help us make that decision. I'm going to say that because there are quite a few people out there that just decide to make that decision on their own. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so as a family life coach, let's talk a little bit about the role of family in making this decision.
Okay, so the family is actually a very important part of our lives. The family unit is what makes us, and we're a product of, everybody's a product of a family. So it depends on our perspective to life, our decisions, values, everything we are is family-based, is what we have experienced as children, as we're growing up and all that. So yes, whatever decision we make will also still be as a result of the family. So how you view, for instance, a man, how he views a woman, how the woman views a man, what the values are, you know, it will determine what exactly she wants in a man, or probably what she has seen in her father, or what he has seen in his mother.
Okay, so the family being a very important unit of society, you know, we as people trying to make that choice. Okay, I won't say we now because I've already done that, but a young person or someone who wants to settle down is making the choice based on his or her experiences. That's what you're saying in the family home. So now, for instance, if you grew up in a military family, your dad's a soldier, maybe your mom's a nurse, and you know you find a fine boy who's into entertainment. How do you think that's gonna go? Making that decision to settle down with someone completely out of the space you're used to?
Well, I think it doesn't really have to do with who exactly your father is or your mother is. It doesn't have to do with their work or.
Okay.
So I think it's more about the values and what you want in that person. Yes, you know, your values are actually shaped by your family, but you won't actually say because my dad is a doctor, I have to marry a doctor, or because my dad is a whatever, I have to marry that kind of person. Yeah, so of course, you might consider the acceptance, probably because the guy is in entertainment, you might be like, would my dad like that or what? But it's still your choice in the long run, so you find a way of convincing them.
Okay, so I would like to figure out if there are any points we could give to someone who's trying to make a decision. What do you think that they should look for, that is most important to look for in a future partner?
Okay, your belief systems, your compatibility, and your values. So does your values align? I think that is very important, and because a lot of times people just, these days, as in, people just feel like, okay, so we look at the externals.
Okay.
But the external is just like the icing on the cake. I think it's more about the internal. So what are his values? What are our values? Do our values align? So even religion, that is also very, very important, because we cannot, a lot of times we just find ourselves falling head over heels, and they always say love is blind. And then you cannot see anything at that point in time. But you need to actually wear goggles if you have to, or recommended glasses these days, because you have to, there are a lot of things you have to look at. So I always advise people to list their values and what they really want. We have good to haves, we have must haves. So some of the good to have lists and must have list. Okay. And I always say that you should not bend your must have list. Okay. Don't bend it. Good to haves, yeah, if he has it, if she has it, if she doesn't, I can do without it. Okay. But the must have, as in, is key. All right. Yeah.
Okay, so family is important and how they feel about it is key, but you should have a must-have list and a good-to-have list before making that decision to settle down. Please reach out to us on social media as soon as you can with your questions. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC if you have any questions for her. Thank you so much once again for coming to the studio.
Thank you very much.
All right, now Yomi is on standby with a very special guest.
Yeah, well, very, very nice. We have someone extremely special to us. Yinka Adebayo is a man who's passionate about what he does and stands out as a result. Now, he recently celebrated his birthday, and it was a milestone birthday, and we thought it was really, really nice to give him something from all of us here at TVC. And we'll be right back after you take a look at this package.
Jide Lade, àwa ọmọ Olúmọ, àwa ọmọ Olúmọ, ẹ̀gbọ́n ọmọ Ẹ̀gbá ẹ̀, ó yáyá, àwa ọmọ Olúmọ, lórí òkè òun pẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, ibẹ̀ la gbé bí mi sí o, ibẹ̀ la gbé tọ́ mi dàgbà o, ilẹ̀ òmìnira. Máyọ̀, 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 Adebayo, lórí Olúmọ.
And I kept on working harder, and Okwika was always there to support me. Even when I said Okwika go so you know, it's been so helpful. And Okwika, what you are going to show it on the job. It's going to help you. It's not going to say, I have helped you. Oh yeah, over. No, no. God bless him so much. Thank you everyone for coming out to celebrate Okwika. Okwika, I must support you like Yaida. Come on, Inter will go jacket.
Congratulations at 50. Like goalkeeper Allison. People will call you the best. Like Alexander Arnold, they will call you dependable. Like Virgin van Dijk, people will say you are unfailing. Like Fabinho, people will call you strong. Like Henderson, you will not fail the team. Like Sadio Mane, or some say Sadio Mane, but in Senegal, they call him Sadio Mane. Like Sadio Mane, when blacks gather, they call him the best. You too will be the best.
Larry Zawuji with some powerful quips there, sports references and all of that. Anyway, we have Yinka Adebayo joining us. He is a director at Media Reach and a friend of the house here at TVC. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you
50th birthday. And we also have one of our friends. He's also a family member here at Wake Up Nigeria. Ronan Redmond is the commercial director here at TVC. Thank you so much for joining us as well. For breakfast, it looks like you're interested in what's happening in the kitchen as well.
The smells from that kitchen are sensational. I can't wait. Do we all get an opportunity to have something to eat at the end?
We'll see about that.
Okay.
I think Titi's
we leave
in
it to
charge
the birthday boy, will we?
in the kitchen. But thank you so much. And it's amazing what you've done. People talking about the impact that you've made in their lives. I was saying how you have been instrumental in saving many jobs in the media industry. When people come to you begging that, we know we're not top 5, but give us a little bit of your budget and all of that. But tell us, how's it been? How was your birthday celebration? You said it was overwhelming.
Wow. I must confess, the experience of the last 2-3 weeks has been quite humbling for me. It's really off top. And oftentimes you hear people say things like, little is much when God's hand in the needs. I think what we are just seeing is just the grace of God. Because left for me, I never envisaged the outpour of love, the accolades and everything. And for me, I'm just doing my own thing, my own way.
Wow.
But I must say too that behind the Yinka that people say out there are 1,000 other Yinkas back in the office out there who actually propel me and re-energizes me and keep me going. So it's been a very humbling experience the last couple of weeks.
Wow,
and
that's
I can't
amazing.
Thank God
That's amazing. And you don't look 50 at all. You don't look a day over 25. So it's good. It's good. It's showing on you that the grace of God is working, and we really love that. I don't know if Ronan, you have something to say in response about Yinka.
I was very fortunate to be able to attend the 50th birthday. I said a lot at the 50th birthday to camera when I was asked about him, but it was really important that I come on air this morning because you may remember, that number of years ago when we launched Wake Up Nigeria, this man was instrumental in us coming up with this idea and putting it together, because he felt that a lot of the companies and brands he looks after were looking for a breakfast show where they could tell people about their wares. So it was on the prompting of Yinka that Wake Up Nigeria and that whole idea was born, and you and Titi have taken it on to even greater heights. Wow. I first met him 3 years ago. Obviously from Europe, came over. He's a big player in the market. People said we had to meet him. We've met him. He has proven to be a great customer of TVC, but in those 3 years, I'm Irish, the Nigerian, there are similarities where we like personalities. Not only is he a great customer, he's become a great friend to me personally, but he's also a great friend to TVC. We know him as the king of media, but I think the industry know him as the king of media. And if you don't mind, can I present?
Yes, indeed. Just over the next few seconds, so that we can start this.
Yeah, we've got a small gift.
Yeah.
If I can present this to you, we'll do an official shake of the hand, and let's unveil it for the public.
Yeah. So there it is. Oh, king of media.
This is the king of media from everybody at TVC. Happy 50th birthday.
Thank you.
You're a true
very
star.
much. I appreciate
Very
it.
nice.
Thank you so
very
much.
nice.
This is
And congratulations, sir. And it's well deserved. And all the accolades and the honors and the prayers you've been getting, definitely well deserved. And here's to 10 more years and 10 more years and 10 more years and 10 more years after that.
Well, like a brand person, I see this period as a period for me to reinvigorate, to re-energize, to re-strategize, and get better at what I do and how I do them. And I'm giving you that commitment.
I love that. And on that note, we're going to be taking a quick break and be back with more on Wake Up Nigeria.
All right, so in the loft, we have a young, talented actor, Jide Kene. Did I get it right? I did. Jide Kene.
Yeah, you did.
Yay, I got it right. Thank you. He plans to take Nollywood and the world by storm. And his skills and work are already showing that for him.
Now, this young man developed a love for acting while in secondary school. When he got into uni, he became a professional runway model, which then shaped him to the actor he is today. So far, he has starred in many movies before he got his big role in the new Living in Bondage movie. Now, he is here to tell us more about his journey, new projects, and a lot more to come.
Yes, so
welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. So, he's also nominated, right,
Yeah,
for an AMVCA.
And what would like to call one of the biggest categories for actors.
Yeah.
That's the best male, best actor.
Best lead actor.
Best lead actor.
In a drama.
No, you don't get there so easily.
No.
Yeah.
And how do you feel being in that category for your very first nomination?
Yeah, I always wanted to be there, but being here now, no pressure.
Really?
Are you sure that's not the answer your management team has told you? Just tell them no pressure. Tell them you have it together.
I don't even know what day today is.
Oh, really?
Because I try not to remember that it's on Saturday.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
So, yeah.
But you've already decided what you're going to wear on Saturday.
Yeah, some people forced me into some
Forced you?
really nice looking talks.
Oh. So this is how you need to look when you're collecting your award, you know, that kind of thing?
Yeah, Oscar look.
Yes. Have you written your speech?
Yeah, I've been writing speeches since 2014.
Oh.
So I had like a truckload now. So
no, you have to give us one. Give us a sample speech.
Yeah.
For when you collect your AMVCA. Yeah.
By the grace of God, thank you very much. God bless you.
Really? Really? If they're watching now, you think they'll give you based on that performance? Give us another one.
Give us Bible verse. They always give Bible verse.
I would like to
then
thank
have
God.
like a little tears. Like
Yeah. No, the tears was never planned.
It's never planned.
Yeah, because I received the award many times in my dream, so I can tell you. Yeah.
No, but it means a lot to people when they're recognized for their work. Now, it seems like something you really enjoy. Did you ever think you would get such recognition for doing something you enjoy so much?
Yeah, I always told my friends many years ago without the opportunity that one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's quickly go back to Living in Bondage. When you got the call that you were going to play the lead male, how did you feel at that moment?
That very day was a stretch. It was a process. So I'd come from Enugu to Lagos, and I was in Lagos for about 2 weeks, rehearsing, training and stuff. So the day I was told that God bless the memory of the Okadas, because that day was raining. I was at Abramadesanya. I had to take a bike from Abramadesanya to Surulere to be able not to miss the appointment with the big man that day. So when they took my picture and sent it to the team and said, give him his script. literally, you know how you've been so pumped, but then you're exhausted at the last moment. You're like, so it's now you people remember me. You know, for 2 weeks, you're never so sure if they'll tell you, thank you very much, you tried, you know. So.
All right. So now there must have been a lot of role models on set with you.
Yeah.
You know, the likes of Ramsey Noah was right there. You know, it must have felt either a lot of pressure or really exciting. Which one was it for you?
Well, I've never been big on celebrities. You know, I'm the kind of person that even now I want to be left alone. You know, so working with them, yeah, I had that few minutes of like, oh boy, Ramsey PD so. You know, I had a few seconds of, then I got over it. So real quick. So I understood that how the pressure gets to you, you don't do the job. You never get to hang out with them again. So I got to work.
Now, how was the experience for you now? Because this must have been totally different from the productions you were used to. Traveling, you went to South Africa as well. How was it working in an environment that you were not used to?
Same thing. Honestly, it's just like something I said, that when you're a doctor who saves lives in a small clinic in a village, and you've saved tons of lives, and it's your job, then all of a sudden you perform CPR on a very important person, maybe when the camera phone was videoing and stuff, and everybody's calling you a hero, the person that saved our governor. It's the same job. Difference is it's a bigger patient than the one they are used to. So that's what living in bondage was for me, the big stage. But you know, it's something I've been doing for a while. Most people don't know or didn't know that it's been almost 8 years. So
we saw some of those clips. We saw when you were a lot darker than you are now.
It's the sun.
Slimmer.
The university.
Oh wow.
Okay, so now you know there's this perception of when you're outside and you're looking forward to being on those projects, and then now you're here, now you have the recognition. How do you genuinely feel about the industry?
Well, to be honest, I feel like with this nomination, it's a win for all the people in the category. I think apart from Ramsey, the other 4 people in my category are all first-timers and young people. So it's a blessing, to be honest. You know, always watching from home and wanting to be part of. So now I'm here sharing my ideas or my journey, and a lot of young people are watching as well. So it's just a blessing to be able to contribute to the industry, you know, watching as a child and then allowing it grow on with you.
Okay, I was about to say we're going to round off now. I wanted to ask about how it feels being in the same category with Ramsey Noah.
As someone I used to watch as a kid and someone who's still very much at the top of his game, it's a blessing.
A blessing. I like that. I like that. Eyes on the prize, though.
Now, before we move, I would like to know, what were the depressing moments you had in your career up until this big stage? What were the moments you felt like giving up?
I mean, I felt like this should have happened a lot earlier. Because, you know, in as much as I was skinny and dark, like you said in the video, I felt I knew what I was doing. You know, I felt like I was able to communicate my emotions as well. So I felt I've been ready for a long time. That must be the most depressing times, waiting for an opportunity like this.
Speaking of opportunities, this is the best opportunity for us to go to the kitchen and get chicken lollipops before the rest of the queue descends on the chicken. We need to get there first. Jide Kene, it's great having you here.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
Please join us in the kitchen.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at that food.
Ooh, all for you.
Yes, all for you. Please take a seat.
I'm already getting pretty quite busy with my...
wow, yummy.
With
You couldn't wait. You could not
With the potato
wait.
chips. Really, really good.
Now, there's actually something we're supposed to show you, and there's a big birthday shout out we're supposed to give.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that maybe right after we just round this off.
All right, so the chef here has made, Chef Juliet has made chicken lollipops. We had some really interesting ingredients here today. And are you going to tell us? No, you're not? I didn't think so.
Secret ingredients.
Secret ingredients is her passion for lollipopping.
Push this.
And you know what?
Let's have you
Let's
try.
give you this to taste.
Okay.
Ooh, look at that.
So chicken lollipops, you can start from anywhere.
Oh,
and while he's getting ready to taste that, we have a special birthday shout out to the CEO of TVC right here.
Yes, indeed.
There he is.
Happy.
Very nice. So that was a quick
birthday.
one, and it's just special to our CEO right here.
Just over 3 years ago, he came to TVC 2017, February 2017.
Yeah, and just transformed everything.
Yeah, he came from Virgin Media in Ireland, came to transform this place, and we could not be better if not for Andrew. Thank you so
Well done,
much.
well done, Andrew.
We love you. We love you. Happy
And
birthday.
on that note, we're going to start rounding off the show for this morning. Big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
Yes, and thank you so much to all our guests. Thank you to
Thank
you
you.
as well. How did you find the chicken?
I haven't tasted the chicken.
Okay, okay.
I'll do
You
that
need
now.
to taste
So
it.
he's going to taste the
Taste it.
chicken,
Taste
and
it.
while
Quickly.
he's doing that, big thank you to our chef. Well done, good job, beautiful. I like the way you set it up.
Yeah, good
Really,
plating.
really good.
Really nice.
All right. You look surprised, like you were not sure.
No.
Have a great day, everybody.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.